Hello.
Hello สวัสดีค่ะ
Hello. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, you look like the Blair Witch. What happened?
I went to Dr. Fakes,
The
Fakes doctor.
Okay. And what did they get? Did you not pay? And they got angry?
No, because before I party and drink a lot and got many pimples.
Okay.
But I don't want to wait. It's gone. I want they gone.
Right. But that's life. We have to wait.
No, I want it they gone quickly.
Right. But probably they'll come back quickly. Right?
If I can clean my face every time.
Right. But you don't.
When I'm drunk.
When you're tipsy. I remember one time there was a guy and he had a really ugly haircut. It might have been me, I can't remember, but there was like one comedian and he said, I don't know if he said to me or if I saw it on TV, but this guy said one time, he said, how did you get that haircut? Did you tell your barber you slept with his daughter? And I remember thinking that's funny.
So bad.
I'm imagining you told your doctor like I'm not gonna pay or something.
Probably.
He's like
I'm poor, right? Can help me?
Okay.
And
Anyway, it's just right here. Is it just these?
This.
How many did they do?
Oh, almost 10.
10?
1, 2. And I can't make up for 1 or 2 days.
Oh, no. Anyway, I think it's good for the show because, everyone on TV, everyone on YouTube, they're trying to hide things, they're trying to not to show the real thing. This is real life. In real life, we don't speak English. We make mistakes. We go and we ask for white wine and we get the Wi-Fi password.
I think everything is real.
Right. This show is about failure. Other people's shows, they try to hide failure and show only success. Our show is about failure and how to fix those problems.
I think many people have problem like me, and I can recommend about people.
Yeah, exactly. You can teach them.
Yes.
Don't drink.
No, and use good product.
Okay.
Because
what kind of product should people use?
The doctor said my face
Did he look at you
better
and
than before, unless pimples.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so he's saying it's getting better.
Or everything.
Oh, okay.
Because some serum and I bought new cream.
Great.
Yes, can help. And take vitamin.
Not vitamin.
Vitamins.
Did you tell the doctor that you drank 9 Red Bull vodkas?
That is just one thing she said.
Okay.
She said, and I told her I like to.
I told. Oh, right.
Oh my God! It's all.
Exciting. Maybe it's the goldfish. You know what you should have done if you were smart? You should have come today and said, John, the doctor told me not to eat any cheese.
When I was smart. You don't know.
I'm saying you should have told me. You should have said, John, the doctor told me not to eat any cheese. I would have believed you. I wouldn't have known. Okay.
Some people can get pimple because cheese or not. Because she's made from fat.
I'm saying, but I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
I told her I sleep at
1 hour per day.
No.
During the show.
No, sometimes 10 a.m. sometimes 2 p.m. And
sometimes never.
And she said, that's why you got many pimples.
Really? You think pimples from not sleeping?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Sleep less, and sleep in the morning.
I used to have pimples like everyone when I was.
Depend on hormone in your body. Like
I used to have I used to have pimples when I was a kid, but it was never really bad. Some people, it's really bad, but I mean, mine I think looked like regular people. But I think it was because I didn't shower. I think mine was just dirty. Like I think there's different kinds of pimples.
You don't like shower.
Well, like I didn't wash my face or anything. I was always, just running around
And
outside.
guy don't no makeup ไง
Right.
Yes. Guy
Well,
don't
some
take care of anything.
depends on it. In Thailand, there's
Oh yes, a lot. It's too much. You saw?
in Korea and in Japan now.
Yeah, yes.
They have more makeup than girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't wear
I remember
makeup.
one time I was talking with my cousin. He's a boy, and he said, "Okay, I have to go to the salon," and I thought he was just like he was making a mistake or something. I said, "You mean the barber?" He said, "No, the salon. That's where the girls go." I said, "What are you doing there?" He said, "Well, I'm getting my eyebrows waxed."
Oh, right now guys did also.
I said, "Oh my God."
Many guys.
Crazy.
A lot of guys.
Right. It's not the same as when I was a kid. It's not the same. When I was a kid, if you had like tight pants or anything, or like the earring. Remember in the Breakfast Club? Remember the guy, he only had an earring in his left ear?
Oh, and other people think.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
He's
I
gay.
remember in school they said if you have an earring in your right ear, you're gay. I remember. So you can see he only had an earring in his left ear. That's what people, even in the 80s and the 90s, that's what people were saying.
But right now, no.
Stupid.
It's okay.
It doesn't make sense. Like, okay, you have an earring here. That's okay. And left? Why left?
I want to know
understand.
who
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
said ล่ะ
Stupid.
said มา
But when you're a kid, you don't know. And you're just like,
Probably,
I better not do that.
Probably because Korean single.
Single.
Singer.
Sing girls.
Popular in Korea and he.
Right. But what's the word?
I don't know.
Singer.
Singer.
Yeah.
Singer. Not singer.
Single means not married.
Oh. Singer.
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 Yeah, singer. Yeah. BTS or whatever it's called.
Oh, why you know?
How do you know?
How do you know?
I saw on TV that they're going to make their own stock. So they're going to sell shares of, remember the Hoon? They're going to sell shares of their band. Like a company, like Bangkok Bank.
BTS sound like train.
Yeah, in Thailand. Right. But do you understand the company? Because you look like you didn't understand what I said.
Company share company.
Yeah.
Products. They wanted to sell product.
No. So they're going to sell shares like a company. So if you, like Bangkok Bank, right? If you buy shares of Bangkok Bank and Bangkok Bank makes money, they give you a little bit of money. You own a piece of the company, a little piece. If you buy more shares, you can own more of the company, right? Remember in the Hoon, you were telling me in Thailand, right? The stock market, the SET, right? In Korea, they're going to make BTS a stock. So you can own a piece of the band like you own a piece of a company. They're going to sell.
BTS น่ะเนาะ
Yeah, they're going to sell the company. They're going to sell the band like a company.
And in America, they know about group, band group.
No, but I still don't think you understand.
I'm not sure.
So you have to ask. Say, what does that mean? Okay, so what is BTS doing?
BTS had to sell.
I'm not sure if you understand what the stock market is. Do you know what the stock market is?
I'm not sure.
So
Stock หรือ stock marketing.
because
Company for
I'm getting
sale.
worried because I told you about the Campbell's soup for an hour and I thought you understood. And now I'm thinking, uh-oh.
What? Not same stock. Oh, you mean หุ้น or about soup, I understand.
So all companies can be private.
About with bank.
No, they can be private. That means they have one owner, just you. If you make a company, then you can be the owner of the company. That's a private company. Other people don't own the company. If it's a public company, that means you go to the Hoon, the stock exchange. In America, it's called the NASDAQ or the NYSE. You go there, and if your company is big enough, and they let you, then you can put your company on the stock exchange. And the owners are people, not you anymore. It doesn't matter international.
If someone have a lot of money and can buy more, they can.
Yeah, if you have enough money, you can buy the company.
They
Right?
can own.
Yes. But so they sell little pieces of the company called shares. Those are called shares. A share means your piece of the company.
Oh, I think share.
Not chair. Shares.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so now we're getting to the bottom of this problem. This is what teachers don't understand. They try to teach somebody English and they don't look. Does somebody know what they're talking about?
Usually many
You have to be very, very careful. You have to play games like I did with Japanese people. Do you like English? Yes. Do you speak English well? Yes. What's your name? Yes. No. Okay, then if you learn to ask people logic questions, eventually you can see where the problems are. Okay, so if your company is big, like Bangkok Bank or Potato or whatever, then you can go to the stock exchange and then you sell the company to people in Thailand. So you don't own the company anymore. People in Thailand own the company. But you own some of the shares. So maybe you own 50% or 20% or 10%. And the rest of the people who bought your company own the rest. Why do people do that? Because they want to make more money. They can sell part of the company without selling all of the company. They can sell just a piece of the company. So, for example, if you make a company and you make your namprik company, right? Okay. So you make your namprik company and you have 100 shares of your company. You own 100 shares, right? You sell 10 shares to me and I give you $1,000, and you sell 10 shares to your mom and she gives you $1,000. So you have $2,000 and you make your business, and then it becomes really big and everyone wants it. Then you go to the stock market, you go to the SET in Thailand, the Hoon, and you say, hey, I want to put my company on the stock exchange. And they say, get out of here. No. Okay. But if it's a good company and it makes a lot of money, or if people would be interested in it, then they say, okay, Sipti, how much of your shares are you going to sell? So let's say you have 80, I have 10, your mom has 10. Okay, so how much are you going to sell to the stock market? You choose, right? So how much would you sell? Usually people want to keep 50.
Yes, I think so.
So then they can be the boss. So then you would sell 30, right? So they would...
30 or 40?
30%, right? So then they would take that 30 and they would let anyone in Thailand who wanted to buy some of it. And what they buy is called a share, right? And why do people do that? Because then I can sell also, right? If I came to you and I was part of your namprik business and I wanted to sell my 10%, who's going to buy it? You don't have any money. Nobody else wants to buy it, or I can't find anyone to buy it. It's not easy. But if the company is in the stock market, then I can sell 3% or 2% or 1% or all of it, right? So it makes it a lot easier to sell part of your company and get money to make a new company.
For example, company popular like KFC pizza
Yes, it's called Yum.
Yum
Yeah, they on the stock market in America it's YUM. Yum means yummy.
if other thing like Panasonic
Everything. Most big companies are public because they need a lot of money.
that means the owner very rich
Yes, but the owners sometimes are not the owners anymore because they sold
more
they sold all of the company or they sold part of it or they died a long time ago.
like public like Kylie Jenner Kylie I read some news read
Oh right.
she just sold
Oh right.
her company $600
$600? You mean 600 million?
$600 million dollars.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no.
But it might not
7.
be public though. That could just be a private company.
I go to
If you want to make a public company that goes into the hoon, it has to be more than 600 million. It has to be like a billion or
yes,
10 billion.
Private.
Nobody wants a $600 million business. But it's good for one person. But for the stock market, it's not big enough. But like Facebook, Microsoft, all companies like this are public companies. And you can buy pieces of it. But in Thailand, the companies are usually owned by the government. So Bangkok Bank, I think, is 51% owned by the government. So even if I was rich, I couldn't buy Bangkok Bank. But in America, if you're rich enough, you could buy Microsoft. The government doesn't own a piece of Microsoft. But probably the Thai government doesn't want huge American companies or Japanese companies to come and buy Thai assets. So
Assets.
companies. So Pototol and Bangkok Bank, I think, are owned by the government, 51%. So even if you're really, really rich, like Sipti, and you want to buy it, I think you can buy a piece of it, but you can't buy the whole company. But in America, you can. If you have enough money and you want to buy Tesla or Microsoft, you could. You could buy all of the shares, and then you own the company. But nobody has enough money to do that, usually. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. So we spent 20 minutes talking about this, but the point is that BTS, I think now you understand, BTS is going to sell shares into the stock market of their band. That's not common. I don't think anyone has done that before. So if you want to buy a piece of that band, then they're going to sell it like a company. What does that mean? I don't know.
What we did think.
So it means if they make a lot of money, then you get some of that money, I guess.
Yes.
But if one of the band members, gets hurt, I don't know how you're going to make any money. But maybe they could. I'm not sure what it means, but I think definitely the future will be like that. People will be buying pieces of bands and companies, anything that they like. Restaurants, singers. Because I think all singers will probably have a stock. All actors, actresses, they'll make their own stocks and you can invest in them. I think it makes sense. But if they die, what are you going to... I think that's dangerous.
Other thing, because people, it's hard to control, right? Person, human, not things.
People are hard to control. That's true. Why do we need to control them? Sivji doesn't come to the show.
Or business.
The sentence is right, but I don't know what you mean.
I mean, if you want to invent เหรอ
invent invest
invest something
in something
in something you have to sure with
you have to
make sure
no you have to
no
that's okay but we say
be sure with
not with
to
your favorite word
about that before
for example
like if Google or Microsoft is good for invest
right
than BTS band
so you're saying you have to be smart what would you invest in in Kylie Jenner
no
what would you invest in
Kylie Jenner
not Jenner
Jenner
yeah remember
Jenner.
all English words don't have a stupid sound at the end so if you hear in Thailand if you hear on TV someone says Jenner or doctor just cut that off because it's not right and then it will be okay
I'm not sure right now
it's not about right
probably
now
some soup
tell me something that you're interested in what would you invest in
I will invest business about translation because right now people use online shopping online
okay but shopping and translation are not the same things
no when they shop and you have people don't like to go outside
oh that's called transportation
transportation
oh
transportation
not translation translation is from English
transportation
oh, okay
yes
okay good so transportation
transportation
I was thinking what is she going to invest in okay anyway investing in the stock market I lost a lot of money in the stock market I still lose a lot of money in the stock market but the key is about the stock market is you should only invest in the stock market if you cannot invest in yourself right you should always invest in yourself first because the chance of making money is much higher investing in the stock market maybe you make 10% if you're really smart like Warren Buffett one of the smartest investors in America is called Warren Buffett that's his name he's really really smart he's been making money for like 60 years he always makes money he's always succeeding sometimes he makes a bad mistake but very rarely he yeah he's 90 years old
90
yeah he's the second richest person in the world probably
really
yeah really really rich
what he did
he invests in the stock market
just that
yeah but he's been doing it for a very long time he owns a lot of big companies because he bought
before he didn't have but he used that until he can buy
use that I don't know what use that
he did that
yeah
until he can bought
until he
could bought
not bought could
buy many companies
well he started by buying a little bit of it and he bought more and he bought more and he bought more and then until he owned all of it
but about luck right luck
chokdi
because
no.
I saw many people lost many
yeah me yeah those are the people who are trying
not
to be
easy
lucky
to do
well those are the people who are hoping for luck like me people like Warren Buffett are not investing with luck they're investing because they see that the company is making money and they are guessing what the company is going to make in the future it's not luck for them but if you're like me then yeah you hope to get lucky anyway.
I don't want to
but anyway you shouldn't invest in the stock market unless you cannot invest in yourself because in the stock market you're only going to make if you're really lucky 50% but if you invest in yourself you can make 1,000,000%. You can take $10 and build a business that could be worth $1,000,000 but you can't in the stock market, the chances of that are very, very small. But if you have a good idea, you can make a lot of money in yourself. So you should only invest in the stock market if you're not
First time when
good enough to build your own.
you did what you invest?
The first thing I invested in was a gold company.
Gold.
Yeah, a mining company. When I first started, I didn't really know how to make
You
money.
did learn about this before you.
I read a few things online, and I thought I'm a genius.
It's easy like that. Everyone is
Right.
already.
Well, at first, usually when you invest, you buy things that you like. Most people, when they start investing, they say, okay, I like goldfish, so I'm going to buy this company. People say, well, I have a Honda car, so other people must like Honda, so I'm going to buy Honda. Or I use these cameras, they're really bad, they're really great, I'm going to invest in this company. That doesn't usually work, but that's what most people do. That's what I did. I thought, well, okay, I like this, so I'm going to invest in it.
That's wrong.
You can get lucky, but it doesn't really work. You have to invest in things that are broken, that you think are going to improve in the future.
Have chance to.
Yeah. Something that, like, for example, right now.
People can't think about that.
Well, they can. But, like, for example, right now, the coronavirus is making a lot of stocks go down. Like movie theaters,
Yes.
cruises, airplanes, all the travel industry, probably Thailand. A lot of companies in Thailand probably are very, very low because people think no one's going to come to Thailand anymore. If you believe that the coronavirus will end, then you buy because those companies will get fixed. If you think that the coronavirus is going to last for 20 years, then those companies are going to go bankrupt.
That is hard to grade, right? Guess.
Right. But that's, if you do a lot of research, you research doctor reports, you research viruses in the past, and you could come up with an idea that is better than the casino.
A smart people like to read news or don't stop to learn anything.
Exactly. But Sipti and I prefer to just drink while those people are reading and researching.
We can learn when we went to our
When we
go hang out.
Go learn about the stock market?
No, we can learn from something. If you want to learn, you can learn everywhere or everything you do.
Sentence is not right, but
Sorry.
definitely the idea is not right. Try again.
I said we can learn from everywhere we go, from everything. I don't know.
Try again.
We can learn from everything if we want.
Sentence is okay, but it's not going to tell people what you're trying to say. I can guess what you want to say, but if you said that to a Chinese person, they would have no idea what it meant. I can guess because the sentence is almost right, and I know what you talked about before, and I can guess. But if you just took that sentence and you played it for an American person, they wouldn't know what you're saying.
Because I don't know.
That's why we're here, to learn
I
how
made
to.
mistake and you have to tell me.
Yes, but only in the beginning. So as you move up, people start getting addicted to me correcting them. And at some point, you have to learn to correct it for yourself. And so that's what that's what we're doing now. Try again.
everything can teach you หรอ
That's better. Can teach you what though? Can teach you what?
I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
Everything can teach you จะได้
Teach you what?
teach you what you want to learn
No, goldfish cannot teach me what I want to learn. That's not true. You can't say everything can teach you what you want to learn. Then you're saying that this pen can teach me quantum physics. That's not true.
everything can make you want to learn หรอ
No, this rock can't make you want to
everything
learn.
you interesting everything you can interesting you can learn from everything you interesting หรอ interested I think I don't know
Well, it's very difficult. That's why it's hard for you. This is a little bit.
You make me confused about Thai sentence.
Yes,
I don't know.
that's right. So these translations don't work in other languages. We can translate pen and rock, but this is a very difficult idea. You're not in English. We don't say that you can learn from everything that you find. But what you can get are experiences. So that's what you need to say. It's not learning because that's complicated.
What you can get from experience
Experiences. You can get an experience. So you would say you can experience
you can experience
different things.
things
Or you can experience you can have many different experiences wherever you go or whatever you do.
It's very hard.
And then you would say, and then we can learn from those experiences. Right? But you can't just learn from anything. So if you told English people you can learn from anything, they would ask you, well, what can I learn from this? It doesn't make sense. But if you said to someone that if you just live your life and you have experiences, right? Experiences means stories, things that you see, right? You go outside and you see somebody fighting, or you see a turtle trying to run away from a snake. You're not learning from that, but you're having an experience. And then you could learn from the experience.
Should have experienced before.
Not always, but in this case, because you're trying to describe something that's really complicated. If it was even easier, you might say that we learn from everything we do.
We learn from everything we do. I think it's easier.
Right, but it doesn't really describe what you're saying. I think the experiences is better. You should say, so try again. So I said you can invest in the stock market and you shouldn't invest in the stock market unless you can invest in yourself. And then you said you can't invest in yourself. And then you said
we can learn from experience. I forgot.
Oh no.
Just long sentence.
Right, so you gotta fix it. You don't copy mine. You just understand now the problem. You can't say learn from everything.
Everywhere we go.
Probably not a place though. You just need to say everything we do.
Everything we do we can get many experience หรอ
We can gain experience.
We can gain experience.
No S. Gain experience.
We can gain too.
Gain.
experience. Experience.
Do you know what experience means?
I know.
Okay.
And what?
And
every experience can teach us. Teach us.
One more word.
To.
No, teach us.
Teach us.
One more word.
Teach us. More.
Every experience can teach us.
every experience can teach us. No.
Something. Every experience can teach us something. Good. Try again. One more time.
Everything we do, we can gain experience, and every experience can teach us something.
I think that's very close to what you were trying to describe.
And very hard also.
Yes. But that's why we're here, right? I think that makes sense. And I think it's very clear. People will understand. Okay. Let's continue with Sipti's favorite game.
Wow.
What is it called?
IELTS.
Experience. No.
No.
Okay. Describe a person that you think is very interesting. You should say who this person is, how you met them, what they like to talk about, and of course, explain why this person is very interesting.
What you like they talk about. They talk.
What they like to talk about.
What they like to talk about.
How you met them.
How many second? Who and how met?
How many second? What is second?
I mean first. Who?
Who this person is. It's not like in Thai. It's not who. It's who.
Who?
Who.
Who?
Who this person is.
And how met?
How you met them.
How you met them.
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 What they like to talk about.
What they like to talk about.
And explain why this person is so interesting.
I think my boss, I mean every boss, but this case, I will say just my boss.
Who?
Here again. I think he is my...
Who is he?
My boss.
What boss?
My boss all my life.
No, we need one person. Describe a person. That means just one.
I think one of my friends.
Remember, if we're playing this game, right, we don't want to look like this when we do it. That means it's not likely to be right? Remember, when you have the right answer, people should say, duh, oh, right? So if you think of an answer, like they say, describe a person who you think is very interesting, and then you're like, my dog? Probably that means it's wrong. If you say your answer and you're like this, like, probably that means it's probably not right. You should say like, duh. That's the right answer. If your answer makes your face like this, probably that means it's not right. Now remember, like I said before,
Okay.
there is a little bit of strategy to this. The first strategy is that we tell the truth because there's a lot of details and the answer will be better. The second strategy is if we've never had that experience, then we take the experience from another friend or a story that we heard. That's why we're watching movies, and that's why we're reading stories, and that's why we're playing games, is to gain experience. People say, John, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're doing. Well, but I have done this for a very long time. And the difference between me and Sipti is that I have experiences and Sipti doesn't in English. So if someone asked me to describe a person that I think is very interesting, I have 30 years of memories in English of movies and people talking that I could use even if I didn't know anyone. I can remember a movie that I watched and talk about it. I can say there was a really interesting teacher in the time cave. I wouldn't talk about the time cave. I would just tell the story of a movie that I saw or a person who told me about someone they liked, right? So we need a little bit of experience in history, and that's what we're gaining from the movies. But also in this case, we want to practice telling the truth first, because it's more likely to be clear and detailed. But if you can't think of anything in the test, then you tell a story that you heard from a movie. If you can't think of any movie and you can't think of any experience that you've ever had, then you lie.
Okay.
Okay, one more time. Describe a person that you think is very interesting, and it better be good. Okay, wait, no. Who this person is, how you met them, and what they like to talk about, and of course, explain why this person is so interesting.
Okay. I think my friend's boyfriend, I met him for 7 or 8 years, and every time when I went to my friend at her.
Went to my friend at? No.
When I went at they. When I went to they.
Not they.
Their restaurant. We
drank.
No, we
wait.
can't stop talking.
Whenever.
Huh?
Whenever. Yeah, whenever I go to their restaurant. We can't stop talking.
We can stop talking, and every time I went back home after we talked, I can think about myself something.
I can think about myself something? No.
I can know about myself, because usually I can't know what I want or what I do. But when I meet them can help me.
Not them.
They can help me to find myself.
But not meet them.
To see, to meet, to talk. It's complicated, right?
No. The only problem is the meet. It's not really meeting them. Remember, meeting is the first time. So how about whenever we get together?
Get together.
Okay.
When what?
Or whenever we hang out. whenever we spend time together.
Whenever.
Yeah, whenever we see each other. But
See
whenever
each
we
other.
meet is more about the like, hey, it's not really the talking. It's just the hey part. When you meet someone, it's like this, hey. You don't learn from meeting. You learn from spending time together. So that's why I don't really like the meet part. That's all.
Every time we met.
I just said no. I
When
just said whenever
when we
the
see
meet
each other.
doesn't sound, yeah, that's better.
Okay. Start or next?
No, keep going.
When we see each other, they could help me about they could help me to
Not could.
they can help me to fix my problems.
Okay.
I don't know why, but when I did like them told
Not them.
they told me
Okay.
it's work.
Not is.
It works.
It works.
It works.
They work.
They work.
He, she, it works.
He, she, it works.
Okay.
And we like to talk usually about my life, but he very rich.
He
is
yeah.
rich and
He is.
richer.
He is.
He is rich. He is
Very.
very rich. He had many things to do.
He
has many things to do. He has many things to
yeah.
do. But every time I had problems,
not had.
I have problems, he sat near me and talked for many hours, and it can help me.
Not is can.
It could help me.
Could
I think
means
it's
in the past.
complicated.
It's not about
Can I
complicated.
change?
It's not complicated. It just, but when someone asks you, is it an amazing answer that makes you say, duh, or are you like, right? That's the problem. So in this case, they don't say, describe a person that you know, right? That's why we have to be careful when we listen to the question. They say, describe a person who you think is very interesting. So because Sipti hasn't played these games before, she doesn't know the strategies. But that's why we're playing. That's why this will help you. And that's why we're here. Don't be nervous about making mistakes. That's why we're here, right? That's the point of our show, is to fail. Maybe the whole show will be a failure. The cameras know about the failure strategy.
Interesting, not know.
To me, when I read this, I think, okay, I'm going to describe a celebrity or someone that everyone knows. I don't want to say, my old friend Pete, who lives down the street. No, that's stupid. It's going to be too hard for me to convince people that Mr. Pete is real, that he's interesting, and that he's even alive, right? But if you describe someone that everyone knows, then it makes sense, right? Talk about a celebrity. Say Elon Musk or Einstein, right? Or Tesla or Donald Trump. You can, or some Thai celebrity. I don't really know Thai celebrities, but somebody in Thailand who everyone knows. That's what you want to say in a question like this. Because then when somebody hears you say that, if you say, okay, describe a person who you think is very interesting, and you say, Warren Buffett. Everyone in America is going to say, duh, right? That makes sense. But if I go to a test and someone says, hey, describe somebody who's very interesting, I say, well, I have a friend and her name is Sarah, and I think she lives down the street. She's really interesting because she has a dog and a cat. That's not going to be easy to convince other people that that's real. So choose someone who everyone who's listening to you is going to say, duh, that's right. Okay? Try again. Describe a person who you think is very interesting.
I think is Lisa Blackpink. She is Thai girl, but
She is.
Only Thai girl.
She is.
Only one Thai girl can.
She is the only.
She is the only Thai girl
Who can speak English? No, give me that.
Could
Who
can worked with
Not worked. Who can work?
who can work in Japanese,
Not Japanese. Japanese is the language.
Korea.
Okay. There's no other Thai people who have ever worked in Korea before.
She band, big popular band,
Band.
girl group,
Band.
band,
Oh, right.
band.
Okay.
One girl group can, and I know her. I like her for 4 or 5 years.
No. I
I have liked her. I have liked
Oh, right.
her for probably 5 years.
Okay.
First time because I know.
Not first time.
In the beginning because I know her is Thai girl.
Not is Thai girl.
She Thai girl. She is
At first because she is Thai.
she is Thai.
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 And not tied.
Thai.
Yeah.
And right now her girl group, her band
Oh, right.
can be the one, can be the best of the world.
No, don't jump ahead.
Lisa and
Can be
popular in the world.
the world. All right.
And Lisa and her
And all right.
her friends can make people in Europe like her, because usually people in Europe don't like Korean or Japanese band.
Not bland. Bland means no taste.
Brands.
Not brands. Bands. Yeah.
And she have worked with many popular companies like Louis Vuitton or other things.
That was better, but the problem is that I didn't read the second question, which is how you met them. So just like yours, mine's not going to work because I never met those people. But if what I would do is I would lie. So if I went to the test and I said, okay, I'm going to talk about Warren Buffett, and then I got to that question, I'd be like, oh, I would just say, yeah, I did meet them. I would say, well, I went to a conference and I got to say hi to him one time, right? Because they don't know in the test.
No, I didn't know it's hard to meet.
Right, but I'm just saying that
popular people.
I'm just saying that if I went there and I didn't read the question right, then I would just lie. But they are showing you here that it needs to be an important person that you know. So actually, your first one about your friend is actually a little bit more reasonable, but it's not. I don't think it's as easy to describe as someone who's a little bit popular.
Yeah.
I would still prefer to use somebody who I met, who other people know, but
Other people know. You can ask everyone. No, this girl.
right. But you didn't meet her.
We had to meet her.
Well, you don't
Meet
have
in
to. You can
terrorist.
lie. We can lie. We can say you met her at a concert,
Oh,
right? But I'm saying that
it's hard to,
I
for me
didn't.
to
I didn't
lie.
read that part. I didn't remember that part out either. So that's why it's a little bit difficult.
Probably after 5 months, I can lie. It's hard to lie when use other language.
I don't know if it's about the language. It's just about practice telling stories.
Your friend come.
Your friend is here.
Okay.
The rain came.
But not
it
much.
hasn't been really a great show today. Lots of trouble.
Yeah.
Why don't you try one more time? Describe somebody interesting that you once met.
One met.
Once met.
Once met. Isn't that same question?
Same question.
I think. Can I change?
You do whatever you want.
I think I want to meet.
It's not who you want to meet. It's who you've met.
I think. Same. I think Lisa Blackpink.
You never met her.
But we can lie
Yeah, that's true. But let's
because she Thai.
now
girl.
that we know that we can lie, that's just a strategy. I'm saying that
But
let's try to
change.
fix it and make it good.
I don't know.
Right, that's why we're here. Is to practice these things. I've done this a million times. This is not some hope or some guessing strategy. When you get asked difficult questions a lot, eventually you get used to it and you start answering the same things. It becomes easier. When people used to ask me questions all the time and I would say, well, I don't know. But then after about 5,000 or 10,000, I started to make things up. It becomes a lot easier. So first think of somebody first. Who are we going to talk about? Before you start talking about the question, let's just hear some examples of people and I'll tell you if I think that's a good answer or not.
Sean Burana Hilan.
Did you meet him?
But he stay not far from my apartment.
But have you met him?
No.
Okay, then let's
But-
not go with that one. Try another one.
But it's close, very close.
It doesn't matter. Somebody that you've met.
But other people, you don't know him.
That's true, but I'm saying lying should only happen if we can't answer the question correctly. We should try first to answer as the question is asked. And then if we can't, then we lie. And if we don't have a story even, then we make one up. But it should be real if we can, because then the story will be better. Give me some more examples of people who make sense.
My mom's friend.
That's a possibility. What does she do?
He
What does he do?
my business.
Why is he interesting?
Because I met him one time. Oh no, we worked together for 2 or 3 times, and after work we went to
Not for 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3.
We worked
Together, and
We worked together.
we worked together 2 times.
Yes.
2 times. And one day after we meeting,
Not meeting.
after we met, we went to dinner and talked about business, and many things he did, like
Many
me.
things he did.
Many things he do.
He has done
He has done
many things.
many things, like me. Not done, not yet. Done, like to party.
No. Not has done many things means businesses,
Everything.
experiences.
No. I mean, he did bad thing, but he can control his business.
Okay, well, that's not the right sentence though.
He did.
He did what?
He like to party.
But you don't want to talk about these things in a test.
But-
It's too complicated and no one's going to understand. It should just
But
be
it-
very, very simple about things that don't matter like that.
What?
So you would just say, he has a lot of history, like me.
He has a lot of history, like me.
Or when he was younger, he was like me.
When he was younger, he was like me. And he told me how to make his life better. And everything he said,
Not everything's.
everything
Yeah,
he said is can help me,
not can.
could help me
Fine.
find what I want to do in my life.
That's okay. That's something that people would understand. A friend of a parent. So it definitely should be an old person. Trying to say an interesting kid that you met is a little bit confusing because people don't all agree that kids are smart. So trying to convince someone that a kid is very smart is hard. You can, there's nothing wrong with that, but it makes sense to describe an older person who is interesting. It makes sense. So definitely the friend of your mom, or like a teacher, some instructor, you know,
Doctor นักเล่นหุ้นเหรอ
like a boxing teacher, you know. You could say, well, I had a boxing instructor, or I had a music teacher. Probably music teacher is one of the best because a lot of people in English think that music is very interesting or sophisticated. So if you said something like, I had a very interesting music teacher when I was in school, and he used to play the guitar and the flute and the trumpet, which is a very strange combination, right? Something like that. If you talked about a music teacher, people would agree that that would be interesting.
Because people who can play music, many things is smart เหรอ
People think they're smart and they think that they're a little bit strange. So people who play music, they might be a little bit kooky, like Einstein. Usually people who, not always, but a lot of times people like Mozart or whatever, you know, people like that naturally it's in English people's minds that music makes people a little bit crazy or interesting.
Yes, a little bit too crazy.
Yeah. So describing a music teacher that you had would be good. Describing a teacher.
But I don't
describing,
like music class.
Describing a friend of your parents would be good. Describing an interesting friend that you met who was your age would also be good. If you said, I used to have a friend who lived in another city and she would come sometimes to take care of her mom who lived next door to me. Something like that would be interesting. Someone who's a little bit strange, that's what they mean by interesting. Okay. Anyway, good luck for Sipti. The time is up and I don't have any more. I don't have any more time.
Wow.
So Sipti gets. Usually it's better though to get a good answer before we finish, but we'll have to continue with part 2 of the IELTS training next time. Do you want to have a 2-hour show later?
2-hour show?
To practice this question?
Want
to have a 2-hour show later to practice this question?
Just who?
2 hours. I was like, the next show. We'll practice this question for 2 hours. Do you want to do that?
No, we have to change for relax.
Not 4.
To relax. We have to
change.
switch.
We need to...
Switch.
We don't switch to relax.
Switching to learn.
No. We need to...
Change. Not change.
That's right, but you're trying to talk about relax. You're not talking about changing. So you need to focus on that one. We need to...
Relax.
Yeah. We don't change to relax. We just relax. Right? Anyway, any questions?
No. How much?
I'm going to buy another bag.
No, you said if...
I can get another bag because I think we have a lot of other problems.
I should find something and cook.
We have problems with S. We have problems with T.
Oh.
We have problems with all.
Everything. R, T, D.
Yeah.
N.
All the ends of the words.
L.
Anyway, any questions?
No.
If you want to see Sipti trying to find someone interesting.
Next time.
If you want to see Sipti trying to find somebody interesting, or if you're interesting and you want to meet Sipti so she has someone to talk about next time, make sure to send her a message on Instagram. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
ขอบคุณค่ะ